Being part of Scandinavia, there is no doubt that winter in Sweden is cold. It typically starts snowing in mid-November and would snow until around March or April. The prolonged winter season and low temperatures was definitely something that I was concerned before coming here, especially since I come from a country with warmer climate and which experienced literally no seasons, let alone snow. But do not worry, the most important thing is that most indoor places here in Stockholm are heated. But do take note that heat tolerance for different people varies. So if you feel that indoor heating in your housing is not sufficient, you could always get a heater from hardware shops like Clas Ohlson for a really affordable price. I have one in my room because I'm just not used to this cold. In addition to the low temperatures, the winter season is also known to be really dry. And for me, coming from a super humid country, my skin is totally not used to this. So I do have an army of things that helps my skin remain moist throughout this winter season. First and foremost, I have body lotion, and the lotion that I use is this Neutrogena Deep Moisture one. I just get these in the pharmacy shops and it's really cheap. You have to lather it on because it's so freaking important in the cold and the dryness. And then the next thing, you can't forget your beautiful face. Okay, so here I use this moisturizer, the CeraVe Facial Moisturizer Lotion, and this is the PM one. So the moisturizers here, I realized that they sell it in PM and AM. So the AM ones have SPF protections, whereas the PM one doesn't, obviously. And then the next thing is your lips and your hands are really important. So I have my lip balm and my hand cream, and I bring these everywhere I go. I have them right here where I work and my computer. And then I just apply them whenever I need. So the first thing I have is my hand moisturizer. So this is really good on the go because when you're out, you will constantly take your gloves off to take photos and stuff, and then your hand gets super dry since it's exposed. So this is one of my favorite hand moisturizers so far. The scent is awesome. This is the almond milk and honey scent or flavor from the Body Shop, and yeah, super moisturizing and I love it. And then the next product is my lip balm. So important, to prevent your lips from cracking, because once they crack it hurts so bad. So I've seen online reviews that this brand called Burt's Bees is super good, and I actually found them here in Sweden and I've been using them since, and I really love them. But when you need to head outdoors, this is the first and most important thing you need to do. Ooh, it's time to head out. Hey Siri, what's the temperature today?
The high today will be -3 degrees and the low will be -8.
Ooh, that's cold. I better be prepared. Checking the temperature regularly is really important in Sweden because there is the possibility for temperatures to vary quite largely. Temperatures throughout the day would fluctuate a little bit as well. It's much colder when the sun has set as compared to when the sun is out. There are also times where you would stay outdoors for a while. For example, when you wait for the bus, or when you take part in outdoor activities like ice skating, or even just taking a walk because the sun is out. In those times, you will need to layer up and dress appropriately to stay warm. Now, let me show you what I typically wear during winter. The first layer I always have on, especially when the temperature goes below 5 degrees, is the thermal layer, or some might call it a base or underwear layer. This layer is closest to your skin and provides a layer of warmth while at the same time absorbing and removing sweat to keep you comfortable while out on the move. The next layer I have on is a sweater or pullover, but the type of sweater I put on varies depending on the temperature. If temperatures are gonna go way below 0, I usually wear this kind of sweaters, which are made of wool material. So these ones have a cable detail, but such material tend to be prickly. But if you have the thermal or base layer below that will prevent the itching. But if temperatures that day will hover between -2 to 5 degrees, then I'll put on these kind of sweaters. So these ones are usually made of cotton or polyester, and they are a lot more pretty. And definitely less itching, so I will always prefer to wear these. But you know, if you're gonna stay outdoors, remember that you need to stay warm. Most of the time, I put jeans on top of my thermal layer because it looks the best. But if I know I'm going to remain outdoors for a long time when temperatures go below -10, or if I'm skiing, I would put on these waterproof ski pants. These are definitely waterproof, as you can see, so it's like this very water resistant material, and it's furry inside as well, so really comfortable, and it'll get super warm. But they are really baggy, so not the prettiest looking ones when you put on. And also when you walk, it makes like this kind of rubbing sound, so not the best, but reserved for really cold days. Socks are really important as it protects the extremities of your body, which gets cold really easily. During the winter months, I will choose to wear these wool socks which retain heat better than cotton ones that I wear back home. On top of my sweater, I put on my winter jacket. The winter jacket should be weatherproof to protect you from the snow and wind. Unlike most people, I have 2 layers of jacket here, as you can see. So actually this inner layer, it retains heat rather well, but I've added this extra windbreaker one, which is rather thin, on top of it to actually block the winds that we commonly experience here in Stockholm. And also, I mean, I don't really tolerate the cold that well, so having 2 layers of jacket also gives me the versatility to wear them individually. So when the temperatures are not that cold yet, like right before winter, I will only wear this layer. Or if, let's say, like during the autumn or spring months, I'm going hiking and yeah, just need like an outer jacket to protect me from the elements, I will just wear this layer alone. During the autumn and spring season, when it's not too cold and not too hot, I use this jacket instead. It's a lot thinner and less puffy than the one I wear for winter, but still weatherproof and protects me well from the wind. Extra protection from the cold, like hats and scarves, will keep your ears and necks warm. It's also very important to protect your fingers from the cold. Knitted gloves are sometimes not really useful because wind will go through. Thicker gloves like these ones are better for your hands. I know the main concern now. How do I use my phone with such thicker gloves? Do I have to constantly take them out when I want to take a picture or reply a message? Well, there are many gloves out there now that cater to our phones that we use now, those touchscreen ones. But sensitivity between gloves do vary. Now, moving on to footwear. Most of the time, I wear boots because they are waterproof to protect my feet from the snow. I have 2 types of boots, and I wear these ones that look like astronaut boots, I think, when there is snow and the ground is icy because it has a furry inner layer that keeps my feet warm. I wear this black pair when it's not snowing. Do take note though that walking paths here tend to get icy and therefore really slippery, so walking may get difficult when wearing sneakers. But here in Stockholm at least, lots of paths have these tiny pebbles to help you grip the road better. They are kind of annoying because there's always some that end up in my shoe, but very necessary during the winter. It's true, winter in Sweden is really cold, dark and gloomy as you don't get much daylight hours. The sun sets really early at about 3 to 4 p.m. and it rises rather late at maybe 8 a.m. during the winter season. But the last and most important thing that I think you need when trying to survive Swedish winter is a positive mindset towards winter and just appreciating the little things like days when the sun is out, or just how magical this place feels with all the snow. For me, experiencing winter and snow in itself is already a novelty because I don't get to experience these things back home. Embrace the cold by dressing appropriately and have fun. Try winter activities like ice skating, like I have, or even skiing when the weather still allows. So, that's how I survived Swedish winter. I hope this video helped you get familiar with how you can cope and survive in winter in Sweden and help you get prepared before you start visiting this place. For any of you guys who are potentially gonna come to Sweden for your studies, the Swedish winter is part of the experience, and I assure you, you have a good time when done right. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I have to put all these back. Oh, shoot.